So some of you may have seen in the news recently a case from Ohio where the police department released a photo on their Facebook page, and now this was an uncensored photo that they released, depicting two adults who were experiencing an overdose in a vehicle with a small child in the back seat. Now, the police claim that they released this photo because the child couldn't speak for himself, and they are hopeful his story can convince another user to think twice about injecting this poison while having a child in their custody. So essentially, they released the photo to emphasize the dangers of drug use. Now, we actually had a discussion within our group whether it was appropriate for us to even share the photo. We ultimately decided that in order to have a full academic discussion and a thorough one, that we needed our colleagues to see the image that we were addressing. But I chose to use the version that censors the child's face, and I think those reasons will become clear sort of as I dissect this image. Now, the police claimed that they were giving the child a voice by using this photo to dissuade drug use. But I wonder if this sort of war on drugs message is really what the boy's perspective is on this trauma within his family. I personally sort of feel as though this approach comes kind of from the scared straight approach that's quite punitive and also tends to be full of moral judgment. There's no focus on positive interventions for the child or the family, and the fact that this image is now all over the internet could actually really further traumatize the child, not just immediately as this story is released, but for the rest of his life as this is now online. So two questions that I want us to have a look at as a group is, do you agree with the decision of the East Liverpool Police Department to release these photos? And in your opinion, what is the appropriate intervention for this child and family? And just as a side note, in relation to my own practice, this made me think about how when we're dealing with difficult home situations within the school, myself as a teacher, along with other teachers and administrators, often tend to talk about a child at arm's length without really considering their perspective on their family situation. And I actually work with adolescents mostly, so they're definitely able to articulate their needs. But there's definitely a tendency within education to do what we think is best for the child instead of asking the child what they need from us. So it's really made me think twice about which method would actually benefit resiliency within youth. And it's something I'm definitely going to think about the next time I come across a challenging case such as this. So I look forward to seeing everybody's responses on the discussion page.